Good morning, evening, or night. Wherever you are, welcome to WHAM Today. Take a deep breath, clear your mind, and let's drift through the whispers of today's world, one quiet thought at a time. As we wrap up Sunday, 27th July, 2025, let's see what stories are unfolding around us. The United States is grappling with production bottlenecks in its advanced weaponry manufacturing, which could affect stockpiles. Caudle, nominated for CNO, stressed the urgent need to double U.S. submarine construction capacity to meet strategic demands and commitments under the AUKUS agreement. The U.S. continues to employ tariffs as a pressure tactic, acknowledging the risk of inflation and potential retaliation, akin to the impacts of sanctions. The U.S. also approved the sale of a $4.67 billion air defense system to Egypt. Separately, Odni faces accusations of making false statements regarding Obama-era officials and alleged involvement in the Russiagate affair. Turning to Australia, the delivery of 49 MON-A1 Abrams tanks to Ukraine is progressing. Australia is also bolstering its counter-UAS capabilities with initial contracts for threat detection systems. During the Talisman Sabre exercise, the U.S. Army conducted a live-fire test of an SM-6 missile using the Typhon launcher in Australia. The U.S. Army also moved later provided equipment. A Royal Navy aircraft carrier recently made an official visit to Australia, the first such visit since 1997. In the Philippines, the United States is deploying KC-135 aircraft to aid in disaster response efforts due to major floods. Furthermore, the U.S. and Philippine airmen have enhanced their collaboration through exercises like Hope Thunder 25-8. Meanwhile, New Zealand is experiencing a period of strengthened strategic partnership with the United States. China's international engagements are under close observation. The European Union's relationship with China is currently tense due to unfair trade practices, causing a significant €400 billion trade deficit, which has narrowed the scope of discussion. Despite these tensions, China and the EU have concluded some substantial agreements, potentially influencing the United States. The U.S. Department of Defense has also pinpointed China as a destabilizing influence in Africa, alongside Russia and terrorist groups. In military developments, China is increasing its number of fighter pilots through inventive methods. South Africa's Defense Materiel Division is reportedly contemplating seeking support from China because of inefficiencies within arms corps. The United States views China's technological progress, especially in artificial intelligence, as a competitive threat. The White House AI plan is designed to surpass China in this field. Cambodia has ignited a conflict with Thailand, leading to a tense border situation. Thailand's Air Force refutes Cambodia's claim that one of its F-16 fighter jets was down. Thai jets, including F-16s and Gripens, have targeted Cambodian installations and indirect fire positions. These actions are intended to protect two strategic areas along the border. Furthermore, Thailand has deployed Oplot tanks to the region. Thai forces have successfully pushed Cambodian troops back from 4 areas in Sa Kaeo province, highlighting the escalating tension. The air forces of the two nations are significantly unequal. Amidst regional tensions, Thailand is currently engaged in heightened military operations along its border with Cambodia following an alleged Cambodian assault. The Thai Air Force has responded with retaliatory airstrikes, deploying F-16 and Gripen fighter jets armed with South Korean precision bombs to target Cambodian military positions. Despite claims circulating, Thailand has refuted reports that one of its F-16s was downed during the aerial combat. Meanwhile, Cambodia's response to the Thai airstrikes remains a key point of observation as the border conflict intensifies. India recently saw an F-35B fighter jet, previously stranded for 5 weeks, successfully returned to HMS Prince of Wales. India's online presence also made headlines, with some observers pointing to a coordinated campaign, sometimes labeled a troll army, influencing the Prada scandal narrative. In military news, Army Chief Upendra Dwivedi stated that Operation Sindoor had sent a clear and impactful message to Pakistan. Politically, the India bloc has prepared a unified approach for the upcoming monsoon session, planning to address issues from the Pahalgam region to former President Trump's public statements about a ceasefire. Germany is grappling with the fallout from the CumEx tax scandal, which has cost European nations billions in lost tax revenue. Compounding this issue, Germany's shadow economy is growing, driven by high taxes and widespread state support measures, further straining the nation's economic stability. To strengthen its defense arsenal, Germany is considering purchasing Typhon missiles from the United States to enhance its long-range strike capabilities. The United States Air Force is exploring the use of artificial intelligence to enhance decision-making. Simultaneously, the United States has resumed work on intercontinental ballistic missiles, ICBMs. The United States is also collaborating with the United Kingdom on developing advanced collision avoidance technology for the F-35 fighter jet. In Ukraine, novel drone tactics are being deployed in the current conflict. Ongoing developments are also occurring in modular arms production. A comprehensive status check is underway to assess the evolving situation in Ukraine. Turkey is on the verge of a significant military upgrade, finalizing a $5.60 billion deal with the UK and Germany to acquire 40 Eurofighter jets. Negotiations are in advanced stages, with Turkey and the UK having already reached an agreement on the Eurofighter exports, paving the way for the deal's completion. Russia is now using its advanced R-77 air-to-air missile in the Ukrainian conflict. Simultaneously, Russian Tu-95M bombers were intercepted by U.S. Air Force F-16 and F-35A fighters within the Alaskan Air Defense Identification Zone, ADITS. Turning to Poland, the Air Force has been activated following Russia's large-scale assault on Ukraine. Israel is bracing for potential conflict with Iran as tensions escalate in the region. Simultaneously, the Israeli military has launched its first ground operation in Deir al-Balah, central Gaza, marking a significant escalation in the ongoing conflict. Meanwhile, leaked documents reveal that Australia has been exporting fighter jet parts to Israel. This revelation could affect regional relationships and arms dynamics. In Bangladesh, tragedy struck as a Bangladesh Air Force fighter jet crashed onto a school campus, leading to student protests after the incident resulted in 31 fatalities, mostly children. Turning to China, the JF-17 Thunders, a fighter jet jointly developed with Pakistan, reportedly secured 2 prestigious awards at the UK's Riot Air Show. In related news, China has delivered I-8F aircraft, copies of Soviet An-12s, to Kazakhstan's National Guard, expanding its military cooperation in Central Asia. Meanwhile, the United States has approved a significant arms deal with Egypt. The U.S. State Department greenlit a $4.70 billion sale of surface-to-air missiles to Egypt, which includes advanced AIM-120 AMRAAM missiles. In the Pacific, the Air Force is actively supporting Fiji on a UN mission in Israel, highlighting its global peacekeeping efforts. Focusing on Indonesia, the contract for Scorpion Evolved submarines has officially taken effect, enhancing its naval capabilities. Concurrently, the Indonesian military's growing involvement in pharmaceuticals is generating concerns about its expanding powers within the country. Geopolitical tensions remain high as Iran and Israel are predicted to remain rivals, regardless of their respective regimes. Italy has formalized a contract to acquire the EA-37B Compass Call electronic warfare aircraft, significantly boosting its electronic warfare capabilities. Kazakhstan received the 8 aircraft from China, reinforcing its National Guard with these Chinese copies of Soviet N-12. South Korea continues to develop its military technologies with cross-service maintenance initiatives. Additionally, South Korea is developing an AI-controlled drone designed to operate alongside its KF-21 fighter jet. Malaysia is set to inspect Kuwait's retired F-A-18 Hornet fighter jets, potentially expanding its own aircraft fleet. In New Mexico, the U.S. Air Force is denying state environmental officials access to investigate potential contamination from forever chemicals at Cannon Air Base, sparking environmental concerns. Norway holds potential to shift the balance of rare earth element supplies. A significant deposit in Ulefoss could help the EU reduce its reliance on China for these crucial technology components. The Philippines saw its F-50 light fighters participate in exercise Cope Thunder 25-2, marking the first time they trained alongside U.S. Air Force F-35Es. The Philippines is also strategically expanding its naval bases, signaling a shift in its maritime defense strategy. Singapore and Thailand are jointly commemorating 60 years of diplomatic relations with a special Air Force tribute. The Royal New Zealand Air Force Chief recently concluded an introductory visit to Singapore, strengthening defense ties. Currently, Indian Navy ships are in Singapore as part of a broader deployment to Southeast Asia. South Africa witnessed Airbus achieve a double accomplishment, marking a significant milestone for the company in the region. Switzerland's federal procurement agency, Armasuis, is acquiring the IRIS-T SLM air defense system from Deal Defense, enhancing its air defense capabilities. Thailand, alongside Singapore, is celebrating 60 years of bilateral ties with an Air Force tribute. A Thai F-16 was also photographed with a South Korean KTB bomb just before engaging targets in Cambodia, showcasing regional military cooperation. The United Kingdom is close to finalizing a deal to sell 40 new Eurofighter jets to Turkey, strengthening defense cooperation between the two nations. The United Kingdom has reportedly received B-61 12 nuclear bombs from the U.S. Air Force, marking the first deployment of these weapons in over a decade. In the United States, the State Department has approved the sale of a $4.70 billion surface-to-air missile package to Egypt. Moreover, Philippine F-50 light fighters participated in exercise Cope Thunder 25-2, training alongside U.S. Air Force F-35Os for the first time. The U.S. Air Force has reportedly deployed B-61 12 nuclear bombs to the United Kingdom for the first time in over a decade. And that's a wrap for today's news, because even headlines need a nap. Stay curious, stay kind, and let the noise fade as you find your quiet. Take care, stay awesome, and I'll see you next time on WHAM Today.